this evening. So you guys get cracking, let's have some speeches. But we do have a presentation. Toastmasters is revitalizing the education program. Tonight, our ambassador will be telling us about the program. Please welcome Vicki Chen.
At our district conference this past fall. It was the fall conference, right? I'm already thinking spring. Our last fall conference, we were given the opportunity to learn about more involvement in Toastmasters. And Natalie Palmer, who used to be a member of this club, said, get more involved, you'll enjoy it. And the position of ambassador came up, and I said, I think I can do that. And so with Lloyd's help and Ed Keeney, who is our chief ambassador, they got me into the program. And I have quickly learned that it is a very young program that they have started as far as this revitalizing education program within Toastmasters. They do it about every 20 years or so because they want to get up with the times. And so we have been assigned to meet with the clubs that we are supposed to be with twice within our tenure of this year. And I'm supposed to get mine done by the end of March. So I've got a little bit of time to visit my first 4 clubs. You guys are my first ones. I appreciate my home club hosting me. And so they sent a PowerPoint, but I don't like PowerPoints really. So I just copied what I felt was important that you guys see, and then I'll kind of go off the notes that they gave, but I'll stray a little bit too. So why revitalize the education program? Well, in 2010, a strategic plan called for a renewed focus on leadership and modernization in the communication program. Board identified skills, competencies, and attributes learned in the current program. These skills, competencies, and attributes have been carried forward to form the core of the revitalized education program. So they're going to be using what they already have, but they're going to modernize it a little bit. All right, so most of you should probably be familiar with this, and I'm going to pass it around. It's what came in our books when we first signed up with Toastmasters. And it looks pretty straightforward. This is what we're supposed to be doing. It looks like we've got it all mapped out. But then when you start going through the program, this is what it really is. So I will also pass this one by. And when I got to looking at this, I thought, you're right. We were fortunate enough at our club to have Lloyd give us a little cheat sheet as far as what we were supposed to do. And that's what I followed, was this cheat sheet that Lloyd had come up with. Because this program really was confusing as to how we would get all of these requirements done. Many of the projects are outdated. Real-world needs of members were not being met. And members were not earning the education awards. They realized that people just weren't following this program because it became too confusing. Is that what you saw by that second handout? You're like, what is going on? So Toastmasters International realized that there was a problem and are now coming up with a solution. So steps that have been taken in the last 6 months: they've reviewed the existing materials, they've matched competencies, skills, and attributes identified by board committee in the current program. They've selected an instructional design partner, and they began working with this partner who is Learning Masters. So they're taking what they have and incorporating what people have said that they want and need as far as real-world applications to make Toastmasters more relevant in their programs. So, this is what the new member journey looks like. It looks very circular and round and pleasant. I'm hoping that it doesn't take a turn like this last handout that I showed you. And within those programs, there will be public speaking, leading and managing, interpersonal communication, leading strategically, and building confidence. Those are the cores that we've always had within the program. But this new program takes the same basics with new foundations. The meeting roles and club leadership roles will continue to be part of the members program. Recognition stays central. Members are awarded for completion of the series projects. Guiding principles remain the same. Experiential learning, peer feedback, mentor-driven, and self-paced. Real-world application. Many projects give members skills and knowledge to apply real-world situations. These projects will be more relevant to members. This type of program will help members succeed outside of Toastmasters in many ways. The tailored learning. When you begin the education program, you'll use a tool that has determined your goals and interests. And that's the second bubble on your thing. You'll be taking a survey, and they will ask that all members take this survey, and then it will show you which path that you should be on in order to complete your Toastmasters and make it more relevant to you rather than have it just books and so forth where you just complete these. Your learning path contains both prescribed and elective projects. You will complete approximately 12 projects per learning path. So there's 5 learning paths and there's supposed to be 12 projects per each. And your learning path builds in complexity over the 5 levels. So as you see, as you progress, it'll go. And so throughout the program, you'll be surveyed, monitored, making sure that you're on the correct path. You'll have options, because not only will it be available in print like we have had, it'll also be online now. Both formats offer essentially the same content apart from the interactive components. The new program will incorporate technologies in unprecedented fashion. So the next steps in revitalizing process is the learning projects will be developed, online tools and virtual learning environments will be set up, additional resources and supplemental content will be created, and the program will be translated into 8 languages so that all of our clubs internationally can use this as well. There were a couple questions that have come up as far as this program that I'm going to try and answer through this Q&A. And then you are welcome to bring your questions to me, because I take those questions and forward them on to our chief ambassador so that they get the feedback from the clubs. The most one is, how is the transition planned, especially those who are working on projects that are incomplete or partially complete. I know a lot of us here in our club have started manuals and want to complete them and not have to have it ripped out from underneath us and have to start over. So they're telling us that there will be a significant time given between the transition of the old and new education structure. Therefore, exact time frames are not shared by Toastmasters International at this time. But they're saying that they're going to give enough for existing members the time to complete.
Am I going to get 9 years?
No, they will have
9
better
years is
time,
significant.
but it will be reasonable for everybody.
Except for Eric.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of it is a lot more of, there's no information shared at this time. So I need the input and questions from our clubs. So if they hear the same question, they will understand that this is something that we need to address as Toastmasters International, and they need to address it. Can a member go through the 2 learning paths simultaneously? Because I know we have our leadership and our communication, and they haven't determined that yet, which I think they should. That's just my opinion. And let's see, what was the other one that was pertinent as far as...
Did you just say 2 learning paths?
Well, we have our communication learning path and our leadership learning path. And they haven't exactly said how they're going to correlate. Because as you see on our old thing, they kind of intersect back and forth.
But in the future, there's going to be 5 different paths. I believe is what you said, correct?
5 different, yeah,
The new program.
right. That they haven't addressed exactly if it's communication and leadership at the same time, or if it's communication one set, leadership one set.
So the question then would be, can you do more than one path in the new program? Is that-
Right.
Okay, I'm
Right.
sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah, no problem. So as I look through these questions, a lot of them, there's ones that are still to be answered. So your input is needed. I thank you for letting me be the first club and practicing this. And if you have any questions, see me, or you can email me when we're on the list that Lloyd sent out. Mine is surefiresuccess@hotmail. So, or you can email him and he'll get them to me. So thank you both very much.